What if laughter isn't the end of something, but the beginning? Or maybe, what if laughter isn't what follows relief, but what helps carry us through? In a quiet country, far from noise and nearer to the sky, there lived 3 old men who carried no names, only laughter. They had no books, no teachings, no scrolls to be read or secrets to reveal. They walked from village to village, barefoot and bright-eyed, with nothing in their hands but joy. People called them many things: fools, monks, mystics, but most came to know them simply as the 3 laughing monks. Wherever they went, they brought no sermons. They stood in silence, and then they laughed. Not a laugh that mocked, not the kind of laugh you hear at parties, or from clever jokes told at the right time. It was different, like something ancient remembering itself. The kind of laughter that didn't need a reason, because it was meaning enough. Wherever they went, they didn't preach, they didn't explain, they didn't ask for anything. They simply stood in the village square, shoulder to shoulder, and began to laugh. At first, it was soft and light, like a breeze rustling through old leaves. But slowly, people would stop, look up from their routines, and begin to laugh too. Some laughed out of confusion, others because something deep within them cracked open, something that had been quiet for too long, and before long, the whole square would erupt. Mothers, elders, shopkeepers, strangers, even the grumpiest souls, found their mouths curling upward, their bellies aching with joy. It didn't make sense, but it didn't need to, because in that moment, joy was louder than logic. And just when the laughter peaked, the monks would bow, sometimes tossing a single flower, sometimes a knowing glance. Then, without a word, they'd move on. No farewell, no lesson, only echoes. Their laughter was their prayer, their presence, their teaching. They didn't come to fix people, they came to remind them. Until one day, in a village nestled in the northern hills, the unexpected happened. One of the monks passed away. The villagers gathered quickly, not out of fear, but reverence. They had seen joy walk their streets, and now perhaps it had come to an end. They found the 2 remaining monks, seated beside their fallen friend, not in sorrow, but in laughter. Tears streamed down their faces, but not from grief. They were laughing so fully, so freely, it left everyone stunned. A silence fell, until one brave soul stepped forward and asked, "Why are you not mourning? He was your brother, didn't he matter?" For the first and only time, the monks spoke. One of them wiped his eyes and said, "Before we came to this village, he made a bet with us. He said he'd be the first to go, and when he did, we were to laugh harder than we ever had." They both chuckled again. The old rogue one. Then the second monk added, "He left us one last wish, that we not clean his body, and that we not change his robe. Let me burn as I lived," he wrote, "untouched, unburdened." So they placed him on the pyre, just as he was. And when the fire rose, so did something else. From beneath his robe, fireworks burst into the sky. Colors danced above the flames like starlight let loose. And in that astonished hush, a child giggled, then another, then an elder. And soon, once again, the village echoed with laughter. Laughter that didn't need permission. Laughter that didn't ask why. Laughter that had returned, as if it had never left. The fire slowly faded, but the laughter lingered. It echoed in alleyways, in markets, in memories. The villagers stood in silence, not the kind made of emptiness, but the kind made of fullness. They didn't say much. They didn't need to, because something had shifted, not just around them, but within. From that day on, people said the village changed. There was a softness in their walk, a lightness in how they greeted one another, as if they had remembered something ancient, something they never realized they'd forgotten. And as for the 2 monks, they stayed a little longer, but only a little. Then one morning, they were gone. No goodbyes, no trail, only a flower on a windowsill, and a lingering sense that joy had passed through. So that was the tale of the 3 monks who laughed, not because life was easy, but because joy had become their way of walking through it. Maybe their message was never meant to be understood with the mind, but remembered with the heart. Because sometimes, we don't laugh after the storm has passed, we laugh so we can keep walking through it. Sometimes, laughter isn't an escape, it's an anchor. A way to stay present when everything else tries to pull us away. A way to soften what's been hard for too long. In a world that teaches us to earn joy, to wait for peace, to hide our light until things make sense, maybe laughter is a sacred defiance. A quiet return. The kind that doesn't need to fix the moment, but bless it. And maybe that was the secret all along. That joy doesn't need a reason, only a place to land. So, if your days feel too heavy, too serious, too complicated, let yourself laugh. Even gently, even briefly, even without explanation. Because laughter doesn't always have to follow the moment. Sometimes, it creates it. And maybe that one small moment of lightness is exactly what your soul has been waiting for. I hope you like this tale. And if you believe in stories that bring lightness to the soul, that remind us joy doesn't have to wait, consider liking this video and subscribe for more tales like this one. And if someone came to mind, someone who's been taking life a little too seriously lately, share this tale with them. Because sometimes, all we need is one laugh to remember the joy that never really left. And above all, I wish you a blessed life, brightened by unexpected laughter, freed from the weight of always needing to understand, and carried forward by the kind of joy that rises without reason and stays without explanation.